us, you know, a bit of an overview of the car and what it was like. So, it's now done. Let me just have a look. I know this is dangerous, but there we are. 223,459 kilometres. So it's, you know, it's getting up there, almost 250,000 kilometres. And in the past year, what has gone wrong with it? Well, absolutely nothing. The only thing that's happened is I've had to have two lights replaced at the back, or globes as they like to say here. Two brake lights. The middle one, which, you know, to be honest, seems to malfunction every now and again for whatever reason, and the near side one at the back as well. So that's all. Now, what I have had is a very hefty bill for servicing, $1,700. I'll itemise at the bottom on here what exactly those costs are for. But here's the thing, I hadn't had the car serviced for a long time. Its service intervals are every 15,000 kilometres, and I try and stick to that. But I've had a bit of a, what should we say, a bit of a cash flow problem, which is fine now, but back a while ago it was pretty dire, quite frankly. It was hard even to put petrol in the car. Yes, it was that bad. Anyway, onwards and upwards. But the point is, I didn't get it serviced during that time, and I should have done. So I did almost 30,000 kilometres without a service. Now, during that period as well, what I noticed was the car was wheezing, a bit like an old man, really. You know, at slow speeds particularly, you could hear it. So if I'm backing out of the garage with the window down, I could hear it wheezing, and it obviously was sucking in air where it shouldn't be. And this was combined with an oil leak as well. So I looked at the engine. Obviously the rocker cover at the top of the engine had oil all over it, so it's clearly it was leaking. Now, the other thing that needed doing are the drive belts. Now, a lot of modern cars these days have drive chains, so they don't need to be replaced, or in theory they don't. The drive belts need to be replaced every 100,000 kilometres, so that's about every 60,000 miles. The reason for that is because they become quite brittle with age and with the kilometres or the miles on, and if the belt goes, then, you know, you're pretty much looking at a new engine. It's like really expensive. Somebody told me recently about a Holden Commodore. That's the same as the Vauxhall, I don't know what you call it, Senator. I think you actually have the Commodore over there as well. But anyway, what had happened was its drive belts had gone, and it cost about $3,000 to get it sorted out. It's a crazy expense. So always best to get them done. And again, I was a little bit late. They should have been done at 200,000. So they were done at just under 219,000. When they did them, they said, yeah, you know what, they were getting pretty brittle. Now, the other thing is, so the rocker covers had to be replaced. So two rocker covers, and they had quite a bit of trouble getting the top one off. It had basically pretty much melted onto the block. So there's obviously some, you know, hefty labour costs involved there. But anyway, with that done, and a service as well, oh, and also I had to have new rear brake pads as well. They were very low, so low apparently the brake lights weren't working properly, so you can imagine. Anyway, so I had all that done. So look, quite a lot of work, to be honest, and I knew it would be quite expensive, but I'm not unhappy with it. You know, if you went to a main dealer, if I'd taken this to a Mitsubishi dealer, I'm pretty sure I'd be looking at round about double that amount of money. So look, that's fine, it's all done. Now, the other thing I need to get replaced fairly soon are the tyres. When this car was new, it was shod with Dunlop SP Sports, right, which are a good tyre. They've always had a good reputation. Not that long ago, well, you know, a year ago, I fitted a couple on the front. I didn't need any new ones on the back. I've got the elaborately named Champiros on the back. Stupid bloody name, but you know what, they're really good tyres. But I don't like the tyre fitting centre that supplies those tyres. They're bloody trongos, those guys. And there you go, you see, that's the story of service, isn't it? So I'm getting Dunlop SP Sports all round, and I reckon I'll probably be in about a month's time. I'll let you know how much those cost. The two I've got on the front have been really, really good. Great feel to them, you know, and it's a front wheel drive car, as many of you know. So you need some good tyres, and I've been really pleased with them, and the price was pretty competitive as well. I think, if my memory serves me correctly, it's about $218 for the two. So around about $50, $100 a piece, you know, which is not too bad, to be honest, for a well-known, well-made tyre. Oh, the other thing I had done, which I didn't even realise, is the two side lights on the front. Now, I never knew they weren't working, but all the time I've had the car, they obviously weren't. I mean, I never drive on side lights, so there you go. So they replaced those. So yippee! I've now got side lights too. So look, what else? I love this car. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but look, a lot of my background's been in motoring journalism, and for 15 years, almost 20 years, I suppose, I had a different road test car every single week. It was quite amazing. And so look, you know, I had some favourite cars out of that. But this car, I love this car. It's one of my all-time favourites. You know, since the rocker covers have been done and the service has been carried out, the car is remarkably better. There's no two ways about it. The wheezing has gone, and it still accelerates like nobody's business. It's a superb 3.8 litre engine. It really is a 6-cylinder V6. Brilliant piece of engineering, that it really is. And look, you can probably hear there's really no rattles or squeaks. Sometimes you get a bit from the rear view mirror, but apart from that, there's absolutely nothing. Still really solid, goes really well. Absolutely love it. Anyway, look, I'm going to keep doing regular updates. I'm going to keep running this car until it can't run anymore. So we'll see how we do. But I'll tell you what, at the garage where they service this, and I really like those guys there, really, really good sort of family-run company. They have a Toyota Land Cruiser that comes in, which is a diesel, and that's done over 800,000 kilometres, so almost 1 million kilometres on the same engine, and they just have it serviced regularly. So there's something that, you know, one should always bear in mind. Okay, well look, do subscribe to the channel, please, because then whenever there's an update, you'll hear about it. And the other thing is, I'm doing a lot more product reviews now. I'm using my journalistic skills to do some really decent in-depth product reviews and some long-term tests on things as well. I've got a Miele washing machine test up there at the moment, which I think, you know, a lot of you might find interesting. Anyway, have a look, and as always, let me know what you think, good or bad. You know, it's always good to get the feedback. And until we talk next time, happy motoring.